Peace, everyone. Hi, this is Angela Jordan Perry, and I am the owner, director, and administrator of this Option 3 Accountability Association, which is United Community of Homeschoolers Unlimited. So today I wanted to come to you and actually speak on a subject. This past week alone, I have spoken with three families who are either homeschooling, four families who are either homeschooling or considering homeschooling, and they feel totally lost. Like they're like, what am I doing? I cannot do this. What is going on? I have no clue what to do. And so I had to go talk them off the ledge and help them get through this homeschooling journey that they're just starting. So whether you are already homeschooling or rather you are thinking about homeschooling and want to get started, I have some tips that you need to consider right off the bat, okay? So if you have pen and paper, go ahead and take some notes. You're going to want to know this information and come back to it, all right? But before I get started, let me let you know who I am. As I mentioned, I'm Angela Jordan Perry. I'm the owner, director, and administrator of this Option 3 Accountability Association here in the state of South Carolina. So what does that mean? That means I give families legal status to homeschool in the state. Now, before I can give you legal status to homeschool, the main important thing is you have to have a GED or higher to even homeschool your children in the state of South Carolina. And then there are some rules and regulations you have to follow that are under Option 3 that you have to agree to, and I have to walk you through those and make sure that you understand those things that you are going to be responsible for as the home educator. All right. So I have 8 children, 3 of whom I've graduated through and they're done, and I have 5 that I am still homeschooling, and we make our home in the upstate part of the upstate area of our state, South Carolina. Other than that, my purpose-driven life is to make a positive impact on thousands of homeschoolers worldwide. And I start that journey and that purpose here, serving those in South Carolina, all over the state. I have members all over the state. And then I have an outreach platform where I reach out to those all over the world who are homeschooling. Okay, so that's just a little bit about me. And I've been a life partner for 27 years to my husband. So there you go. Now, as you are thinking about homeschooling, sometimes it's all of a sudden decision. You make it just suddenly, and you have to, want to withdraw your children out of schooling. You really don't have the opportunity to prepare, to plan, to think through the research and all of that kind of stuff, and you do it after the fact. So that does happen. So I'm going to be speaking to you, and if you're already homeschooling and you're like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Okay, then I'm going to be speaking to you too. The first thing you do want to do if you have the opportunity is to research, understand what homeschooling is. What does that look like, or what can it look like? I will tell you, for the most part, homeschooling in South Carolina under Option 3 gives you so much freedom. You're going to be so grateful for that freedom, all right? You're going to have freedom of what days of the week you go to school, how many hours of the day you go to school, meaning what time you're going to start your school day. So much freedom. The thing you must follow is at least have 180 days in your school year. And if your children are in public school already, then those days that they have counted in public school goes towards that 180 days. You do not have to complete that 180 days by the time public school completes their school year, which is normally in June, I think, here in South Carolina. So if you wanted to complete it, say in September, that's fine, and take some breaks in between or have lesser amount of days in the week that you're schooling. That's completely up to you. But do your research, all right? Get an understanding of what homeschooling is. This organization is not a place where you bring your children to be schooled. I don't school, anyone else's children but my own. So you're not looking for an entity to school your child. If you are, then you're looking at a private school. Maybe you are looking for a homeschool, but they offer maybe just a few classes to help you, but they're not 100% schooling your child. If you're looking for an organization that does that 100%, then you're looking for a public school. You're looking for another public school, a private school, a charter school, or something online where you can do an accredited, program. All right. Do your research. Number 2, the other part of your research is understanding the curriculum that you want to use. What resources are you going to use to educate your children? Now, you have options there too. You can find curriculum. You can use the public school curriculum in your homeschool. You can do that. You can do Google searches to find homeschool curriculum, and you're going to find hundreds of curriculum that's out there to choose from. And you may choose some that really you don't know anything about, and maybe it works for your family, but maybe it does not. But again, it's going to be trial and error to figure out what is the right match for your child, okay? You have the freedom to choose a curriculum. Maybe you want to use books from the library, all right? You can absolutely choose books from the library. Great resources for literature, great resources for science, history, maybe they even have some math books in the library. But you get to choose what you're going to use, okay? And then choose, maybe you want to do some online courses for your children, just depending on what grades they are. But they have online courses for kindergarten, preschool, all the way up to high school. Maybe you want to use that online program exclusively, or use a mix of online, maybe a curriculum, or maybe something you created. It's absolutely up to you. You have the freedom to choose, create, design their educational platform of what they're going to learn and how they're going to learn it. All right. The other thing is, specifically for those who are in high school, now that is a little tricky area, because in high school you can choose to follow what public schools require for graduation. You absolutely can do that. Okay. 24 credits. They require so many sciences, so many math, so many history, social studies, so many of all of those things, electives. You can follow that. That gives you a clear mapping out. Or for high school, you can, if you know what college your child is going to go to, then contact the college and find out what do they want to see on the transcript for your child who may be going to their school. All right. Or another thing is, what do you want to see on their transcript? What do you want? Maybe they're business oriented and you want to see a lot more business courses and entrepreneurship courses and consumer math classes and business math courses, and their course load on their transcript may look totally different from someone who is college prep, who's planning to go to college. But all of those things you want to have some idea about, or at least talk to someone like myself who can give you some insights and some thoughts, some things to think on, okay? So start your research. What curriculum are you going to use? What do you want your homeschool to look like? Please, please, please don't just off the bat try and make it look like public school, all right? Create the environment and the atmosphere of education that you want to have with your student and run with it, okay? Make it happen. Outside of that, this is the important thing I want you to know. Every family who's ever started homeschool always felt like they're a fish out of water, unsure what to do, can't get their schedule just right. They just don't know the ebb and flow that's going to work best for them. So you're going to feel totally awkward. I'm not doing a good job. Maybe I'm not doing a great education, giving them a great education, all of that stuff. That's very normal. And if you feel that way, just know it's okay. I'm just starting and this is how it's going to feel. Anytime you do something new that you're not accustomed to, it's going to feel awkward. And you have to know that as you keep doing anything that's new, it gets better and better. Even when it comes to your child's education, just know that I'm sure that for you as the parent, you're not going to let your child fail or do horrible or go through all those years of studies and come out not knowing. So you're going to give them the tools and the resources that they need for success. You're going to figure out what resources do you need, or what mentors you need, or who you need to contact, or what you need to have in place for your success and for your children's success. Okay, that's part of what I do to help you along that journey. I don't teach your children. I don't do that. So just know that this entity, this organization is not a school. It's only to give you legal status. And part of the Option 3 law is that you have to join an association to have that legal status, okay? So that's a lot to chew on, Think about all of those things. If you still have more questions, excuse me, please let me know. I'll be happy to help you. Answer your questions, get on the phone, talk, email, okay? Excuse me, until next time, you take care. Peace.